remember we talked about the different colleges, the rival college using evidence that someone from a different college who likes jazz, using that evidence as, well, lots of people must also like jazz from that university, since they're all more similar to each other than our unique individual students. So it doesn't necessarily even have to be different races. It could be just different groups, just any social category that you could think of. What other social categories do you think might cause, for instance, this cross-race effect that we haven't talked about? Right, one obvious one is possibly gender. In fact, for a while, I was really excited to do this cross-race effect, but with gender, to test whether or not women have a harder time accurately identifying men and vice versa, and men have a harder time accurately identifying women. Turned out I was scooped, they'd already done it, and yeah, it works. So women, it turns out, have a harder time accurately identifying men, and vice versa. Again, probably because of the social categorization. Right, it sort of rules out that differential familiarity hypothesis. I mean, I guess you could argue to the extent that women hang out with women more than they hang out with men. But you know, you've got brothers, you've got a father, and it just seems like a stretch to argue something like that. Instead, it does seem to come down to this: you're in a different group than me. I don't know if you've ever noticed, for instance, watching TV with people, if you ever have a harder time accurately identifying those actors or actresses of a different gender from you. I don't know if I can notice this anecdotally, but what I'd like to do for just a moment is a brief demonstration. I know we didn't get to watch the what's it called? I was sworn. But I want to at least show you guys a short little 1 minute, basically, video clip. And I actually want to make this a little exercise. You don't have to turn this in, but if you do have something to write, make sure you do something to write down on. Because what I'd like you to do, there's going to be a moment where the two actors portrayed in the video clip will speak something, they'll say something at the exact same time. When they do, I want you to write down what you hear, okay? Does this make sense? I'm going to turn down a little video clip from 30 on. Hopefully you can see it, you hear it, or hear it. They're going to count to 3, and then they're going to say something at the same time. So just write down the thing that you heard.
Emotional guy. That's actually not even part of my personality. That's just something that happens to people who change altitude more than 4 times a day.
Is that also why you got so mad watching the Giants game?
No, that was because why does Geico have 3 different spokespeople? They have the caveman, the lizard, and then a stack of money with the eyeballs.
And the fake Rod Serling guy.
Oh my God, right, thank you. I mean, do you see how good we are together? Look, Liz, I want this. But if we're gonna go for it, we gotta move forward a bit with each visit.
2 minutes to air. Gas. Big head yourself.
Look, you have to get back to the airport. I have a show. How do we move this forward in the time allotted?
All right, let's each say one thing about ourselves that the other person doesn't know on the count of 3. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
I'm on
Touched by a
waiting
priest.
list to adopt a kid.
It's fine.
Wait, what? Okay.
Okay, so write down what you heard. No peeking at what other people wrote down. Anyone need more time? Okay. Anyone want to volunteer what you did here? God said I was touched by a priest. It's okay. How many people heard that? A couple people. All right. How many people heard something different? What did you guys hear? I'm on a waiting list to adopt a kid. Okay. Can I see those hands again for how many people heard I'm on a waiting list to adopt a kid? Okay. If it's close to that, that's fine. Okay. Can I see the hands for the other one? Touched by a priest, it's okay. Okay. So some people didn't hear either one.
Well, I was going to say, I'm trying to do both at the same time and kind of mesh together. One of you preach without.
Okay. So you got them both, right? Okay. I've done this a number of times. I will say that what I was, can anyone guess what I was hypothesizing? That right. Hard to test that hypothesis in a class with 35 women, 5 5 men. But I will say, of the 5 men, 4 heard Matt Damon. So that's darn near 90%. You sort of could count, right? You heard basically both of them. And of the women, looked like it was a little bit more evenly split. So a lot of women are hearing the Matt Damon, a lot of women are hearing his voice. It was. In fact, when I did this in my intro to psych classes, oh, you have a question?
I mean, I was just going to say that you were kind of expecting to, I was trying to hear what this was like about
Because you knew?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I was surprised with how many women heard it, because when I've done it with my intro to psych class, before I even sort of reviewed this research, the gender differences were enormous. It was really, and there's more men in those classes as well. But it turned out that vast, like, basically 80 to 90% of the women heard this woman, and basically 80 to 90% of the men heard Matt Damon. And in fact, so much so that the men were like, well, at first, before I even explained it, they were like, well, this is unfair. His voice was so much louder. Obviously, that's what you hear. But the women were like, I didn't hear him at all. And in fact, when I was watching this episode for the first time I was sitting next to my husband, we both laughed after that little video clip, but realized we were laughing for different reasons, because I had heard Liz Lemon and he had heard Matt Damon. I was like, well, what did he say? What did she say? I was like, we'll have to try this in my psychology classes. And it's working. It's so cool. I love it. But yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people were literally convinced that the other voice was just not interpretable. It's like, oh, well, it's just unfair. How could they have heard that? When the other half of the classroom was like, well, vice versa. How could you have heard the other? So it was really clear, the audible to one group and not so much to the other. Again, it sort of suggests that the power of social categorization. I mean, I don't know, I do have questions, though, about this phenomenon. Yeah.
I don't really know like which bias is stronger, like because we all belong to like multiple age groups, so I don't know if it's or it's like is your gender or your race bias more powerful or
I mean, that's a great question. I would guess that it varies from person to person. So, for instance, for some people, maybe their gender identity is really salient, really strong. Maybe that depends on how you were raised, or what type of job you've got, or just the attitudes that you've got. Versus maybe for other people, their racial identity is really strong. I think we could probably take an idiographic approach and study. For some people, they're going to have stronger identities for certain types of groups than for other people. I mean, it's certainly, we're all in transient groups from time to time. Right now, your UB identity might be particularly salient because you're an UB student. Later on, that might not be the case. You might still identify with UB, but less so. So maybe that category is going to have less of an impact on you than it does at this point in life. That's a good question. Good questions. Okay, so let's talk about prejudice and discrimination. I've got here our basic definitions, which we're now basically defining. Prejudice, think of that as the attitudinal component. It's basically typically a negative attitude. It doesn't always have to be a negative attitude, but it's a specific attitude. Oftentimes, we consider prejudice to be negative toward a member of a distinct social group. So these are attitudes toward groups. Again, typically we consider prejudice to be negative. When we talk about group, we're referring to negative attitudes. Discrimination, on the other hand, is sort of that behavioral component, right? That's where you've got your prejudice drives discrimination, right? Prejudice drives just negative actions toward individuals from that group. So, for instance, in our brown-eyed, blue-eyed demonstration, if I believe Lucy is stupid because she's brown-eyed, what would that illustrate? Obviously prejudice, right? Let's say I hit her on the playground because she's brown-eyed. Right, obviously that's going to be discriminatory. So where does this sort of thing manifest? We talked about the brown-eyed, blue-eyed demonstration their racial biases were influencing their case decisions in this type of case. First of all, I'm interested in your reactions to that. I think individuals can testify about their own racial biases.
To an extent, but only to the extent that you're conscious of them. So some people have biases that they're unaware of, and some people, I mean, maybe not as much now, but some people might be like proud of like their biases, and I just think,
Right? Sort of gone are the days of old-fashioned racism where it was totally acceptable to be racially biased. Of course, those people are still around, right? It's not totally gone. So the Klux Klan members out there, well, there's still got bigoted people who exist and who aren't ashamed of it. But for the most part, we've got people nowadays who would be ashamed to admit racial biases, but like you mentioned, it's not necessarily the case that those biases are wrong. We've already talked about biases that we are unconsciously, or that we are not consciously aware of. For instance, IAT-related research illustrates that there are biases we indeed have that we might not know we have. So I was pretty skeptical about jurors' abilities to do something like this, to testify about their own racial biases. More importantly, let's talk about the statement. To the extent that this woman said this statement, what do you suppose this person believes is true about black men? Or what do you suppose this illustrates she's got? Psychological concept or construct do you think is evident and possibly evident in this statement? Asking this the right way. Does it illustrate anything that we've talked about already? Absolutely, right? So prejudice, more specifically, suggests she's got a stereotype, right, about black men. More specifically, that stereotype includes beliefs that black men are violent, aggressive individuals. So we've talked about stereotypes in the context of schemas. I want to obviously come back to them again, because stereotypes really are the cognitive component of prejudice. So prejudice has both attitudinal components. The attitudinal components are that cognitive component. Of course, we could also discuss components of prejudice as well. But let's first talk about stereotypes or that cognitive component. Just to remind you guys, because we talked about this earlier on in class, stereotypes are simply generalizations about groups, such that the traits you believe that group has are assigned to all members of the group, regardless of group variation. They're schemas, essentially, that we apply to groups. And we do this, whether or not we know we do it. We do it because we humans are cognitive misers. Have you guys ever heard of this term before? A cognitive miser, right? We essentially use cognitive shortcuts. We use heuristics to help us navigate our world, make decisions a little more quickly. Essentially, it saves mental energy. Right? So sometimes it can be adaptive. Right? We talked about, we have schemas for things like birthday parties. We have schemas for driving. We have schemas for all sorts of classroom situations. They help us make decisions quicker because I don't have to consider every single component of that situation in advance. But they can be maladaptive, right? They can lead to, for instance, discrimination if we rely on them too heavily. In what ways do stereotypes or schemas influence information processing? How do they shape what we see?
will retain more information.
Absolutely, right? They literally shape what we remember. Yeah. And that's true. So things that are very, very much against the stereotypes sometimes will stand out and be particularly memorable. But on average, we tend to pay attention to and notice, in turn remember, stereotype consistent information. Stuff that fits that schema, right? And Exactly. Great argument for reading the text in advance, right? That's why we encourage that type of thing, right? Because it's when you do it, it works though, right? Well, we've already talked about obviously classic research that illustrates this. You guys remember the waitress librarian study, right? So when we're just simply told that she's a waitress, we will attend to and significantly recall more waitress-related information. Vice versa, if we're told she's a librarian. The actual video clip didn't change at all. This is just one of many studies. Of course, there are unfortunately well-documented stereotypes that exist out there. The waitress and librarian stereotype is sort of an arguably neutral stereotype, but there are unfortunately negative stereotypes about all sorts of groups. For instance, socioeconomic status. You suppose that there are stereotypes about individuals of lower socioeconomic status. What we mean by that is lower income levels. And if so, what sorts of stereotypes do you believe exist? So less intelligent is one. Hygiene. Turns out that's true. Right. Lazy. You're going to add that one? You guys, unfortunately, are all right. I've studied stereotypes about individuals of lower socioeconomic status in my own research. For instance, I've manipulated whether or not a victim of rape was described to have come from a lower income family or a middle or high income family. And unfortunately, whether or not she's perceived as being of lower income versus higher income significantly influences people's perceptions of whether or not she was to blame for this rape, whether or not she brought it on herself, how dirty she was, how physically unclean she was, all sorts of things that you wouldn't believe were influenced by that stereotype or by that information. Another study studied this in the context of education. As you guys mentioned, there are negative stereotypes about individuals of low SES in terms of IQ. So in this study, what participants were asked to do is evaluate this video clip of Hannah, who is giving responses to this oral exam. So she's getting some questions right, she's getting some questions wrong. Now, before they watched this video clip, they were told that she's of high SES or of low SES, so wealthier or less wealthy, right? So remember, the video clip was not different depending on the conditions. We saw the exact same video clip. And then they were asked, of course, to judge her academic ability, to judge how she did. And not surprisingly, I guess, participants viewed her as more intelligent. They rated her ability as higher and remembered her getting more correct questions than incorrect questions when she was of higher socioeconomic status than lower socioeconomic status. So again, just that information, that stereotype that people have about SES was shaping what they looked for, right? They're looking for information that confirmed that stereotype. So when she's of low SES, she missed another question, just as I thought she would. She missed another question, just as I thought she would, right? So that information is more memorable. And it, in turn, shaped their memory of how well she performed on that exact same test. Does this make sense? So what's funny about this is beforehand, participants were asked to estimate how well they think she would do before having watched the video clip. And what's funny is participants basically refused to do that. Oh, well, I don't know. I haven't seen her, right? How would I know? Basically saying I would never use SES as any form of information about her ability. Ironically, of course, they did, whether they knew it or not. I don't know. Do you guys think it's possible for us to not be biased, to overcome these types of biases? So why are we not?
I don't think we can maybe advise people that stay there and to look at that's out. So like we know that they have this bias and so
For instance, could we put forth systematic procedures in place still seem to work for the most part. Most of our men heard them.
But I mean, the effect was like a lot less pronounced, I think, when you know about that effect, like kind of counteracting stuff. And it would take like still a lot of work to make it so that we're like automatic that you can do counteract.
And that's a good point. And in fact, there's support for that. For instance, telling people about the cross-race effect motivates them to overcome it, right? So maybe there is hope. I would say, you know, one thing we need to do is to blind our participants to conditions. If we really want them to be honest or accurate assessment of how well these people are doing, we shouldn't tell them what SES this person is before they view it, right? We should keep them blind to those conditions. I try to do this to the extent that I can whenever I grade papers. First thing I do is flip over that title page so I don't see whose paper I'm grading. Although it's harder in this type of classroom because I'm already grading the topic approval papers, and so I sort of know for the most part who's writing what. But I try generally to grade things blinded. Not because I'm going to grade you badly, but because I like you guys, and so I get biased in the opposite direction, right? So it's harder for me to be objective in those cases. But arguably, I know you humans have biases, and so I try to account for them. So in some cases, it might simply be impossible. For instance, in what situations do you suppose we can't blind ourselves to conditions? Are there any institutionalized situations in which that really is not even feasible? Possible?
I mean, as teachers, sometimes it's hard, like if you're like with papers and things where you just have everything, I mean, in your class, you just gonna know.
Sure, right? Consider grade school. I mean, you can't find everything in the classroom. Lots of evaluation components are going to be affected by possibly information you know about this student beforehand. Again, you know, maybe to the extent that our motivation to overcome those biases can indeed help prevent them from affecting us. Maybe that's possible. But we should talk about additional consequences of these stereotypes. For instance, let's talk about the underlying psychological processes of stereotypes. This will sound familiar to you. For instance, it is possible people can be aware of stereotypes even though they don't outwardly endorse them. And we know that that knowledge of those stereotypes can influence our behavior even if we don't outwardly endorse them. And this can happen because stereotypes can be automatically triggered sometimes. Of course, what classic research illustrates this phenomenon.
I guess like accessibility, like video games or platforms or anything like that.
Absolutely, right? To the extent that that stereotype automatically pops to my mind and I don't have enough time or I don't have motivation or energy to control for it. Similar to that two-step process of attributions, right? To the extent that that internal attribution automatically pops into my mind and I don't have the time to refute it, to get to that external attribution, it's gonna stick. Likewise, to the extent that that stereotype automatically pops into my mind and I don't have the time or energy to refute it, it's gonna possibly affect my behavior. And we know this, oh darn, didn't pop up. From the research that we reviewed earlier, we'll talk a little bit more about this later. But what I do want to talk about before we get into that is some research that illustrates consequences of modern racism, modern stereotypes. For instance, in one study, participants were brought into the lab and they were asked to administer electric shocks. Now, I don't know why my arms don't show up. I don't know they do on your own. Do they show up on your PowerPoint slides? It looks like they do. Okay. Mine didn't show.
It's a black one.
And then a blank space? Okay, well, I'll just tell you guys the results so you know. So what they did was they had white students administer electric shocks to a learner. This was basically a Milgram type paradigm, except the independent variable here was the ethnicity of the learner. So this was either black or a white learner. So now this was in 1981, which was value egalitarianism, but still have underlying psychological or biases against individuals in this group. And you can see these manifesting, but primarily in ambiguous situations. So, at first, what do you suppose participants did? Or what do you expect that they would do? In terms of administering a higher shock, you think the ethnicity of the learner made a difference. So, okay. And that's exactly what we expect, right? What's funny about this is that the reverse happened. So participants actually administered a higher intensity shock to a white learner than to a black learner. Why do you suppose that was?
Are they compensating? Like, because I mean, in that situation, you know, people are going to know, like, at least the scientists, they're going to know whether you get a higher intensity shock or not. And so if you're like kind of self-conscious about, oh, they're going to think I'm racist, and I'm not shock a black person, like, I just think that they're all compensating for.
Right. You're in a context of an experiment, right? So what are these people studying in this experiment? So that could make them concerned about appearing racist, right? Remember, nowadays, most people on average don't want to be perceived as racist. And in fact, value not being racist. Not just being perceived as not racist, but legitimately don't want to be racist. So in this case, it looked like they were overcompensating for that, recognizing that I do have some racial biases, but I wish I didn't, and so overcompensating for that. Do you have anything to add?
I was just going to say they do that since participants were fighting for rights. So they identify rights as if they were frustrated that they weren't doing as well as they should have.
That's interesting. So maybe a little bit of, not just rules, but derogation of the victim happening. Maybe more so for any group of possibly. I haven't really thought that one through. But at least the explanation that they provided was just this overcompensation effect. Now, on the other hand, in a separate condition, of course, I don't have bars for that either, apparently, participants had to administer an electric shock, again, either to a white or black learner, but before this happened, that learner insulted them. So this learner was, of course, a Confederate in on the study and insulted this person. Now what do you suppose happened? Not only does it move, it's the reverse. In fact, it's before we only found slight higher shock to the white than the black learner. Now we find significantly greater shock to the black learner than to the white learner. Of course, why is this?
Because it's like, oh, it's skewed consistent, so it's like it gets into your stereotypes, you're like, oh, I knew that you then, or it's just like them you then or something, because you have that bias and you're not thinking about compensating, right?
Now your biases can manifest.
Now they don't have to use like racism as a reason. They're like, they insulted me, that's what I'm doing. I'm not racist.
Absolutely. Is that what you're going to say? It's not because I'm racist. It's because they insulted me. Of course, is that true? I mean, we know it's not, right? Because if it were true, the white bar would be just as high. The white person also insulted them. So here, when we have excuses for racial biases to manifest, they do. Right? So it turns out that racism is most likely, or our biases are most likely to manifest under situations where the attributions for our behavior can be ambiguous, right? I am hurting this person because they insulted me, not because I am racist. I have an alternative explanation for my biased behavior. Is this making sense? Unfortunately, there are lots of situations that are ambiguous out there in the world. One situation in particular that's famously ambiguous for a reason are legal cases, right? In fact, court cases don't make it to trial unless they're so ambiguous that they can't be settled before trial, right? So it's only basically the case that when you've got a jury that once half of them are going to want to go guilty, the other half are going to want to go innocent, that's when you have a trial, essentially, when it's too challenging to decide out of court. So under those circumstances, they're perfect they can claim those reasons as the explanation for wanting to convict, to vote guilty, but not their own racial bias in that instance. Does this make sense? So that's an important thing to, of course, talked about race. It's not just ethnicity. Of course, there are stereotypes about any group. There are stigmas against, for instance, individuals who are disabled. It turns out people tend to want to avoid disabled individuals more than non-disabled individuals. I always tell the story when my sister and I were, junior high, I guess, or 12 or 13. We, of course, had lots of braces, and not only that, we had to wear headgear because our teeth were just so messed up, right? And so I had, this awful headgear that went all the way over my head. It was just, and I refused to wear it to school because it was so traumatizing and embarrassing. My sister, on the other hand, was just, I don't know, just this obedient, rule-following person. And so she wore it to school, and I was so surprised that she did. But she said, yeah, it turned out that it was fine. People didn't mess with me. Although in hindsight, she thinks it's because people thought she was disabled. And so they sort of avoided her for that. They thought maybe she had some mental disability, which I thought was really amusing. So they just sort of backed off. But maybe that helped her get through junior high. I don't know. But turns out there is empirical evidence for this exact phenomenon. For instance, in one study conducted by Snyder et al., and I don't have this on PowerPoint slides, so I'll just have to jot down notes for it. But what they did was they brought participants into the lab, and they told them they're going to watch a video clip, and it's going to be shown in this other room. There's 2 TVs there. So they can either sit down next to one TV or sit down next to the other TV. Does this make sense? Okay. So there's a couple independent variables. Well, the first independent variable is whether or not that TV is showing the same video or a different video, right? Does this make sense? So in one instance, both television sets are showing the exact same video clip. In another instance, the 2 television sets are showing a different video clip, right? So one's showing a certain type of humorous comedy, and the other's showing a different type of humorous comedy. Does this make sense? Okay. Now, in all conditions, there's a person in a wheelchair sitting next to, in front of one of those television sets. So the question is, under what circumstances will participants avoid that person, right? So it turns out they can either sit next to this person in a wheelchair, or they can choose to sit next to the other TV and watch that video. Do you think that our participants would always avoid the person in the wheelchair? Absolutely. And in fact, that's exactly what happened. So it turns out that participants were actually more likely to sit next to the person in the wheelchair when the 2 video clips were showing the same video clip, right? Because now the only reason for them not sitting next to the disabled person is what? That they don't like disabled people, right? And they're intimidated by them and want to avoid them. So they're trying to overcompensate to appear non-biased. Sure, and arguably that could be, that absolutely could be the case. Sure, right, just sort of that uncomfortable feeling that, right, and it turns out, of course, in the other condition, when the 2 video clips were shown different videotapes, what of course happened? Overwhelmingly, they preferred the other video clip, right? Now, it wasn't the case that other video clip was always the same one. They, of course, counterbalanced it so that half the time the certain type of comedy was there, the other type of comedy was here, and then the other time they flipped it. Type of comedy made no difference. As long as it was a different video clip, participants overwhelmingly chose to avoid the disabled individual, right, and sat in that other videotape. Of course, what would they say was the